Hi, I'm Tony Rose, a retired nurse and environmental activist here on Staten Island. Welcome to the Staten Island Museum's Earth Day How-To Fest. This is the first of two videos that we're doing on how to put a kayak in the ocean and come back. Anyone could put a boat in the water. The operant phrase is the second part of that. Kayaking has become very popular. It's a great way to get out into nature and get exercise. It's simple to get started and an easy way to die, so pay attention. In this first section, we will discuss planning and safety. We'll show you the gear you need and why you need it. In part two, we'll show you boats, paddles, and techniques. Let's begin with the buddy system. I recommend people buy a tandem or two-person boat. The advantages are obvious. A tandem is cheaper than two solo boats, and you can rig most tandems as a solo if you're going alone. A buddy is not only someone you share a sunset with, but somebody that you can share your paddling burden. And why wouldn't you want another person along who could call 911? The next question in terms of safety is knowing about where you're going to be putting the boat in. Know your access point. Ask someone who's been there if you haven't been there before. Check it out on Google Earth. Check the weather, the tides, who you'll be with, what's their level of experience. In scuba, there's a saying, plan your dive, dive your plan. Failing to plan is planning to fail. Be honest about your skill level and plan for unforeseen circumstances. Make a float plan. Know where you're going to be and tell someone. A float plan implies you have thought about these things. Anticipate your departure and return time. A float plan could be complex and detailed, or as simple as telling your wife or a friend, "We're taking the boats out of Great Kills. I should be home by 4. I'll call you after we get in." Someone should know you're out in the water and get nervous if they don't hear from you. Kayaking can be simple. You can go to Dick's or REI, buy a boat and a paddle, but if this is the sum total of your preparation, be sure to wear brightly colored clothes so we can recover your body. Let's dress for success. Probably the most important piece is what's officially known as a personal flotation device. Now these come in all sizes and shapes and fashionable colors. New York State law says there must be a vest, a jacket, a personal flotation device, a PFD, in the boat for every passenger. Our rules are you wear them. New York State law requires there be a personal flotation device aboard for every person on a boat. Wear it. It's estimated that 70% of small craft deaths could have been avoided if the victim had been wearing a PFD. Your paddling clothes should be polyester or nylon. Avoid cotton or wool or fabrics that will absorb water and weigh you down if you hit the drink. Even in warm weather, have a jacket. Have a spare jacket. You won't be warm if you're wet, and you can be a hero if one of your kayak buddies gets a chill. It takes very little room, and stash it in a dry bag if you need to. Either a cap with a brim or a wide brimmed hat, because the sun is murder. And remember, not only is the sun murder, the sun is boiling your brains, it's also reflecting up off the water. So hats are a good idea. You only have one brain and it gets fried pretty easy. If you're in a heavy surf or if you're whitewater rafting, a helmet. Because again, we can fix a laceration on your cheek, we can fix a broken bone in your arm, you do a brain smear and a kill Van Kull, that's all she wrote. So take care of your head. Clothes that are comfortable, clothes that will shed water. A pair of gloves, not a must, but this will be the difference between a comfortable trip and an uncomfortable trip. This protects you from chafing. You can use exercise gloves, bicycle gloves. Take a pair of cotton gloves, cut the fingers off. They have some dexterity, some tactile sense. Gloves are a good idea. Hat, gloves, helmets, water shoes, or old sneakers. Because if you're in a canoe, you might get wet. If you're in a kayak, you're definitely going to get wet. So you want something to protect your feet. There are sandals, water sandals, that are made to be strong, durable, sturdy sole. They stay on your foot. Flip-flops, not so much. Have a cooler. Have snacks available. Have more water than you think you will use. The first body part to dehydrate is your brain. Confusion, slowed reactions can be deadly. Don't buy bottled water. Protect the planet while you enjoy it. Get reusable bottles. Everything you have should be attached to the boat. If you flip, you don't want to start a shorefront yard sale. Have extra line, which is what rope is called on the water. This is a throw bag. Secure one end and then throw the bag like a football to someone in the water or a boat that needs a tow. A spare paddle. The cheapest dollar store paddle could be the difference between coming home on your own or hitching a ride from the Coast Guard. Embarrassing? Dry bags come in all sizes. If you want to carry your phone, binoculars, clothes, lunch, a first aid kit, a dry bag works like this. Some small dry bags allow you to have and use your phone. Bring a light. Why? It's daytime. As the sun fades and you're sitting alone on a sandbar, your boat is drifting towards France on the outgoing tide. It'd be a good thing to have something where the harbor patrol can spot you. Now, the last piece of generic useful gear is a small towel. Wet it to cool yourself. It can prevent redneck. In the blistering sun, here's a little French Foreign Legion act. If you've never done this, talk to someone who has. Go to kayakstatenisland.org and volunteer to help with our community events. We go on our own trips, and someone will loan you a boat. Try different kinds before you spend your own money. YouTube is an endless source of information. Just know, not everything you hear on the internet is true. So, thanks for watching. Look for part 2, where we'll talk about boats, paddles, and actually doing stuff. If you have any questions, my email is nobends, Nobends, @AOL.com. Go to kayakstatenisland.org to find out about paddling in the harbor. Thank you, Staten Island Museum, for this opportunity. Let's make every day Earth Day.